Welcome to Fluff's exhibitions and welcome to... I can't believe it. it's been 2 years since I started reading 2 years and 4 months since I started reading SCPs. I had a way slower schedule the first year because I kind of just read SCPs whenever the hell I wanted, and of course SCP 001, the very first one, has like 30 different versions of SCPs in it. So to get through that, it took me quite some time. And then after a while, I just kind of just read a couple whenever I felt like it. And then after a while, I was like, okay, I should read 10 of them in a row. And then after a while, I was like, I'm gonna record it. And then after a while, I was like, nah, we're gonna live stream it. We're gonna live stream the reading. Easy as that. So I think if I actually kept up with this current schedule from the very beginning, I would have reached perhaps 1,300 by now. Maybe I will be a bit further ahead. We can't see you. Yeah, of course you can, because it's still on the starting screen. I haven't changed it yet. I'm just talking. But yeah, it's been a crazy journey. And now you can't see me because my webcam is not on. So let me just get that prepared. There we go. Here I am. Patience, Brian. Patience. Everything's good. But yes, we're gonna reach the very first 1,000. The very first 1,000 milestone out of 7. So I'm only looking forward to this one because that one is one of the famous ones, the Tickle Monster. I know it has been mentioned at least 7 times throughout reading the 900 SCPs, and I've seen pictures, I've seen fan art, I heard many great things about it. So I'm looking forward to read this one, which is gonna be the last one, but I'm looking forward to it. But for now, let's officially get started. Henry is in the back. He's ready. He's excited. All right, Henry. Yes. Come here, boy. Look at this. Spooky. Welcome to Fluff's exhibition. Welcome to you. If I'm not mistaken, you are from Sylvie's stream, aren't you? Or am I wrong? Are you a different one? I'm pretty sure I know who you are. Sure am. Hell yeah. Welcome to Fluff's exhibition. Welcome to today's reading stream. I'm sorry about that. There was some difficulties on my side there. Since you're new here, and I really appreciate you coming by. This is my weekend stuff. That I just read SCPs basically. Saturday, Sunday, read 10 SCPs each day. And then Wednesday until Friday, I usually play games. So, again, welcome to Fluff. I hope you enjoy your stay. And people, this is somebody from a streamer that I really adore and watch. I try to watch as many times as I can. You know, life is busy. And I think I know after yesterday's little stunt of mine, I'm pretty sure I'm a bit famous on her side, so it makes sense. But I'm excited. Okay. No more time wasted. Let's get started. Alrighty then. We have the very first one, SCP-990 Dream Man. What could Dream Man entail? I think it's gonna be very simple. Although we had a couple SCPs that had to do with dreams, or or causing you to dream for some reason or another, I assume Dream Man is a man. It's kind of like Freddy Krueger. Just pops up in your dreams like, hey, this is God. You know what I mean? Like, he just shows up, scares the absolute shit out of you, and you just they're like, I gotta accept this fate. There's nothing I can do. Which now I think about it, Charlotte, that's not great for you. If this is gonna be in your upcoming dreams tonight, I apologize. I have something to say for that. Yes. I'm not sure if you... How loud is that? Let's see here. Oh yeah, of course. It's on the mic. So it is loud enough. Let's see what it is. 1,350. That's a high rating to start off with. And I... Let's take a closer look. Hi there. First time I catch the stream. Hey, welcome to the Fluffy Sex Bitch. Irrelevant Anon. Okay, welcome. Looks like Dream Man is causing some apocalypse in the background. That is fantastic. I hope you enjoy your stay here with us. With the good old Afro right here. And Henry. Henry, where are you looking? I'm looking in the right direction, Henry. There we go. So guys, I knew it's gonna be dangerous just from the title alone, but I didn't expect it to be keto. Now, little country Luxembourg, if you remember what I told you yesterday, keto, that's when shit goes horribly wrong. That's when everything's that's when you have to be extremely careful, because if you're not careful, the whole world can go to shit. So here we go. Currently, no containment for SCP-990 has been devised. Any personnel with suggestions for the containment of SCP-990 should report to Dr. And any and all ideas are welcome, regardless of who suggests them. SCP-990 is generally a human male dressed in a Cold War era business suit who appears to the Foundation personnel through dreams. Oh, that is, very consensual, isn't it? You go to bed, you fall asleep, and then he's just like, hey, can I just have a couple minutes of your time? And you're like, yeah, okay, sure. It's not like I'm already stressed enough when I'm awake. Sure, what's up? Thus far, no Foundation personnel have encountered SCP-990 in the real world. If he corresponds to an actual human being, we have yet to find him. Presently, there have been no reports of SCP-990 appearing to non-Foundation personnel. SCP-990 has been appearing to Foundation personnel since Data Expunged. Wait, hold on. Wrong one. Wrong button. Data Expunged. Sorry if I don't pay attention. I'm watching Protocol against Switzerland. You're having a stream on and a sports on? I see how it is. Today's youth these days have to have so many different things on at the same time. SCP-990's existence came to light when several agents discussing having dreams involving a similar individual. Numerous other agents reported dream sighting of an individual matching the description of SCP-990. The phenomenon did not officially receive SCP classification until the aftermath of Event 7. Well, here's Event 7. No beating around the bush. Here we go. Let's see what it does. Agent failed to report for duty at his assigned time. He was instead found in his quarter, asleep. Subject has been asleep for roughly 18 hours and all subsequent attempts to wake him were unsuccessful. Subject was transported to medical bay. 18 hours that is quite a long time to be asleep. After over 40 hours of sleep, subject awakened in a highly agitated state. Excuse me. Subject reportedly ran through the facility yelling loudly about the end of the world. Even after being heavily sedated, all of his bodily functions remained in a dangerously accelerated state, increased heart rate, high blood pressure, etc. Subject described the man watching the regular appearance of SCP-990 according to Dr. report. Why is Is it just the lo-fi being very loud? Let me... I can barely hear the beeps this time. So, oh well. We're winning 4-0 against your country, 2 goals from the goal. Okay, sure thing. I don't really... No offense. Like, if you're into sports, that's absolutely fantastic for you. Like, I love doing sports. I love playing sports, but I really don't like watching it. I'm the type of person the only sports I watch is not track and field, is the Olympics. Just because I used to be the track and field star of my school, so I kind of like just watch it because I want to see other athletes do their best. I don't really care too much about the whole country versus country thing. I rather watch it just for the sake of, like, as an athlete myself, I'm like, yeah, dude, you have a goal, you try to achieve it, and if you don't, you have a new goal set up for yourself, and I love that. Because that's what I did all the time. I would run, I would jump, and all that stuff, and I'd be like, okay, I gotta jump 1.8. Actually, no, it was 1.75 meters, which is what is that in feet? That's like 5.10. 5.7. Excuse me. I don't know my. I apologize for that. I don't know my feet. Yeah, so that's the height I would try to jump in high school, and I did it like for the track and field tournaments that we had. My highest was 1.8, so I managed to beat it. So I fully understand like watching sports for the athlete's sake, but that's for like Olympics. The rest I'm just kind of like not really my thing. So okay, sorry, excuse me, I got a bit sidetracked there. After 40 hours of sleep, subject awakened in a highly... I already read that part. Subject described man's matching regular appearance of SCP-990. According to Dr. report, agent described with great detail a series of events that would lead to several tactical nuclear missiles being launched into mid-Europe and Eastern Asia, ultimately resulting in the extermination of nearly 98% of the human race and a total collapse of human society. Agent claimed that the information had been outlined to him by SCP-990 while he was trapped within his dream. Mobile Task Force was dispatched to eliminate the initial threat that would begin the chain of events. MTF was successful and the crisis was averted. Agent, however, did not survive his ordeal and died of shock-like symptoms. Oh my god, when the dream's a bit too powerful for him, isn't it? I mean, I'm glad that you know, it's always great getting to see someone that actually bothers to read the wiki. Most just watch those YouTube animations that water down everything to make it kid friendly. That gets annoying fast. Yeah, if you so that's the thing about me, is I'm very much a completionist, and also very much a free enjoyer. As in, like, I don't really judge many things through critique, even though I should, because as a filmmaker I should be able to critique a film, which I can. But at the same time, I also like watching films for the entertainment purposes, just to like have fun with it, have a good time with it. So when I saw that SCP was a thing, which my best friend has introduced me to it, I was like, how many are there? And he's like, oh, there's like 5,000. I'm like, I'm gonna read them all. And he's like, dude, it's gonna take you a while. I'm like, I don't care. I'm gonna read them all. So if there is, from 460 till now, I have on my YouTube channel all the SCPs I read from that. Of course, do I memorize all of them? No, not really. I mean, the moment I see the name or a short description, then I can remember a lot of them. But some of them I'm just like, it's been a while. It's been a while, and it's been also a lot of numbers. So yeah, I'm gonna read all of them. It's gonna probably take me like 10 years, but I'm gonna read all of them. Okay, since Event 7, SCP-990 has appeared to many Foundation personnel and made similar threats. As of yet, no situation on the scale of events 990-7 has occurred. However, SCP-990 has successfully predicted the deaths of doctors and as well as the destruction of Watch Station Episode 38 and any threat made by SCP-990 should be reported to the Foundation authorities regardless of its severity. What's your favorite animation? Is it not Naruto or Attack on Titan? I don't have one. I watch so many animes that I don't really have a favorite. I think there's like a lot of ones that have like really solid points. Attack on Titan is a very good story, very good, and especially in anime, very good animation. One Piece is my childhood, and it's just the characters are a lot of fun. Naruto is just a very colorful environment that you grew up with, and especially with Naruto's childhood, some people can relate to that, and so on and so forth. So I don't really have a favorite. I wanted to say something about to irrelevant Anon. I want to say something to you real quick. What was it? I completely forgot now. Damn it. Oh yeah. I wrote 5 scripts so far. Gotta write the 6th one for an SCP short web series that I'm planning to create myself. It's gonna be a prequel to the SCP Foundation logs, basically. And it's gonna have a couple SCPs that are maybe not as popular or maybe not as big. And so, excuse me, food. It's coming back up. It's not coming up, but the burps are coming up. I've written so far 5. I'm not going to tell you guys which one I've written so far, because I did tell about the 1st and 2nd one, but I feel like the rest should be now a surprise for everybody who has come in freshly new. The show will be called it's going to be called Unsecured, Uncontained, Unprotected. It's going to be live action, and it's going to be different genres, different length of short movies, so on and so forth. So I'm planning to do that. I just need to write one more script, and the first season will only have 6 episodes just to see how well it lands with the audience and with the community, and of course, like, if people are interested for more at the end. Which is why, reading all of them are great, because then you can find some more smaller SCPs and be like, somebody needs to make a movie out of that thing. Okay, Foundation personnel are considered free to converse with SCP-990 if it should appear to them, and are encouraged to try to obtain information from the subject regarding himself. Additionally, Dr. has stated that anyone who can determine whether or not SCP-990 has a corresponding body somewhere in the world will be well rewarded. Document 2. The following is an interview conducted between Dr. and SCP-990. Although the interview was not recorded until Dr. awoke, his memory has historically been highly accurate and reliable. State your name. Are you trying to conduct an interview? Yes. Is that alright? Sure. I'm game. Please state your name. How about Tony? Tony. Your name is Tony. I believe a person has the right to be called whatever they want to be called. Well then, Tony it is. Actually, I changed my mind. How about Richard? That's fine with me. Richard it is. What's the next question? Why do you threaten Foundation personnel? Threaten? Who's making threats? You've predicted a number of unfortunate events involving the Foundation, including the end of the world. And has any harm actually come of it? You murdered Agent Doctor, I believe you have the wrong impression about me. How so? I'm not the bad guy here. I wasn't aware that there was a bad guy involved. Oh, there is. Who? SCP. There's no SCP with that designation, and there won't be for some time. Well, of course not. She hasn't even been born yet, much less classified by your Foundation. Is this another prediction? This is your wake-up call. At this point, Dr. awakened by his alarm clock and proceeded to transcribe the interview. Oh, this okay. This was fire. I gotta say, this interview, solid. That this man, whoever wrote Dream Man, definitely had a sense of storytelling at the end there with the interview. That was really well done. Let me just get the title down. That's a strong start. That's a very strong start. Okay. A syringe. Come. SCP, please. Okay, a syringe, you say. Well, most syringes are either used by doctors or drug addicts. So I'm gonna assume that this is not. I'm going with the syringe that is used by doctors. But whatever medicine they usually put into it gets changed up in such a way that it actually causes more damage to the person. But first, it feels like it heals or does something positively. But then after maybe a week, something awful happens. I don't know, like arms falling off. That's my guess. So, safe. So that one wasn't keto for dangerous, but because it can't be contained. Yes. I know that usually keto means that it's very hard to contain or it's very dangerous. But, we have some people here that are a bit new to this. So I want to keep it simplified by saying it's keto, meaning dangerous, highly dangerous thing. But yeah, you'll be right. You'll be absolutely right. It is keto because it cannot be contained, since you can't really contain a dream person unless you do like the Nightmare on Elm Street logic and you grab on and then you're like, I'm gonna yank you to my world. You're coming with me. But yeah, I think it's a really good one to start off with. So here we go. -1 is to be kept in a sealed container at Site 19. -1 may not be stored if there is -2 present. Access to -1 for testing or use in interrogation, re-education, requires the approval of a Class 4 personnel. -1 is a 19 cm long syringe. While the plunger is made of steel, the barrel and needle appear to be composed of previously unknown materials. Excuse me. When inserted into the blood vessel of a human and drawn, -1 fills with an unknown black fluid. Ew. Given the designation -2. Once drawn from an individual, henceforth known as the donor, the plunger of the syringe cannot be pressed unless the needle of -1 has been inserted into another human. Visual analysis of -2 has shown it to have a significantly lower viscosity than blood, but direct analysis has proven impossible due to the nature of -1. Attempts to draw -2 from a vein using a normal needle immediately after it was injected with -1 have met with failure. Apparently, -2 either disperses the instant it is injected or becomes immaterial. When injected with -2, the individual, henceforth known as the recipient, will instantly take on the thoughts, emotions, and memories at the forefront of the donor's mind during -2 extraction. The further back the plunger is drawn, in example the more -2 present, the more potent and permanent these ideas will be. Because it is the thoughts most prevalent in the donor's mind that determine which are transferred, some level of control can be achieved. The process is imperfect, however, as unwanted ideas usually manifest in the recipient alongside the desired ones. Whether this is an aspect of SCP-991 or a lack of focus on the part of the donor has yet to be determined. Regardless of the cause, the thought leak caused by SCP-991 often results in the recipient becoming unhinged, especially if he or she receives multiple injections. They begin to possess conflicting viewpoints and ideas, and exhibit symptoms similar to those of paranoid schizophrenic. For this reason, use of non-D-class personnel as the recipient is highly discouraged. Okay. SCP-991 appears to actually transfer thoughts, as any idea taken from the donor no longer appears in his or her mind. Transferred memories, emotions, and even opinions seem to vanish from the donor when SCP-91-1 is drawn. I'm trying to see, there's a couple benefits of this. Of course, the consequence is that it clean swiped out of your brain, but I'm trying to think, I'm not sure if, medical wise, if that's anything good. I can see it be good as in action wise, spy wise. If I were to make this into a short film, speaking of the scripts, what I would make this secret agent type thing, where somebody would infiltrate a place, and let's just say they have lie detectors that are super high tech. And before they get those lie detectors attached to them, they actually take the syringe, jam it in themselves, take blood out, focus on the thought of the plan, basically, and then give it to their partner, and then the partner can just pass through, and then inject himself, and then be like, Okay, I now know the idea. Basically, kind of like swapping who knows what. But in this case, instead of who knows what, is one person knows, and then one person doesn't, and then once you reach a checkpoint, that swaps. So the person that knew nothing knows everything, and the person that knew everything doesn't know anything anymore at all. I think that would be very interesting to do. Of course, this was like a very rushed idea. Now, if you have to like write it down in a script form, you have to be very careful with that, because especially stuff like that, there's a easy chance for plot holes to pop up, and or things that don't make much sense. But of course, at the end, action spy movies are not meant to make sense. They're meant to look cool, and always just make sense, at least in the world that it takes place in. Okay, after repeated donations, donors often begin to exhibit symptoms consistent with Alzheimer's disease. Okay, maybe don't use that syringe then. In some cases, this will result in the loss of a fundamental faculty of the donor, such as swallowing, breathing, or blinking. In such cases, subject is to be euthanized once all relevant data on the psychology has been taken. Use of SCP-991 on Foundation personnel is highly discouraged and requires the consent of both the donor and recipient, as well as the approval of 2 Class 4 personnel. SCP-991 has proven very useful for interrogation. There we go. Yeah. Cooperative D-Class can be used as donors for ideas of cooperation to be injected into the individual being interrogated. Conversely, since the information desired is often at the forefront of the individual's mind, SCP-991 can be drawn from the individual and injected into another in order to obtain the information forcibly. It is encouraged to use cooperative D-Class for this as well, however, in order to prevent thought leak into Foundation personnel. Classic case of finish reading before using. Yeah, of course. Well, I just love doing that anyway, because it's always funny. And I've done that at first always on accident, but after a while I'm like, no, I'm gonna actually do it on purpose, because it's always hilarious for me to like go off on this tangent for just the next sentence to be like, by the way, you can't do that. I'm like, God damn it. I had this whole plan. Oh, ASMR voice, okay. Let's see here. SCP-991 was recovered from mental institution after the Foundation received reports of doctors at the institution going insane. Upon recovery, -1 was found to be filled with -2. When injected into a D-Class subject, the individual began to behave in a manner consistent with dissociative identity disorder. Mipha's Revenge. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to Fluff exhibition. Welcome to today's SCP stream. We just finished SCP-991. I have another follow. This is popping off. What is happening? Hey, Irrelevant Anon, thank you so much for the follow. I really do appreciate it. Welcome to the Fluff. And we finished Syringe. Now, I'm going to put this in the list, in my rating list, of how much I enjoyed that. Of course, there's not a lot of decision making yet, because we only read 2 of them, but I'm also going to put a real quick timer for, shut up TikTok, for how long this ASMR voice should go on. It should probably be a good solid, let's just do a good solid 5 minutes. Just for now, but next time I will do 10. Maybe. Who knows? There we go. Now we have Gaia's Emissary. Now, I have to apologize. My English is my second language, so sometimes, even though I know what the word might mean, I have to double check, because I am dumb. A person sent as a diplomatic representative of a special... Yes, exactly, that's what it was. So, Gaia, as we know, Gaia is the Earth. And that's the Greek name of the Earth, if I recall correctly, because Terra is the Roman version of Earth. So Gaia should be the Greek. So we have a Greek diplomat. You're nearly reaching the 100 followers. Exactly. I'm very excited. We almost have 100 followers. We're actually keeping up with my YouTube channel, which is also growing right now. I'm very happy. And I will start thinking about some new emotes, because English is my first, and I still don't know most of what it means. So I have 11 emotes. Right now, 6 of them are available. And I hope after this stream, the follower emotes will be unlocked. As in, like, I can add some emotes for you guys, for your followers, which are currently the subscribers emotes. And then for the subscribers, I can add some more. But if we can reach the 15 Pro subscribers, then I will definitely consider asking for making some more emotes, commissioning some more emotes for later down the line. But yeah, let's go on. Gaia's emissary, I assume it is somebody who represents Mother Earth, or Big Mama. Big Mama. And let me just tell you, he's not very happy. He's not very happy with what's happening. Right now, we're kind of fucking Earth up. And he's like, hey, listen, Big Mama, she had enough of your bullshit. Keep it together. Just act together. Get your act together and please do something about it. It's Euclid. SCP-992 is within a humanoid containment chamber located. This looks like a picture from the Twilight Zone. I watched the Twilight Zone season 1, and this looks like one of the episodes where they went to space, but then they weren't actually in space, they were actually in the middle of the desert, and they didn't know. The Lorax, he talks for the trees. It's the Lorax just popping up. It's within a humanoid containment chamber located in Site 77 Euclid SCP Wing. The chamber does not have any windows or natural lighting. Several potted plants are contained in the cell and tend to be personal. By personnel, excuse me. SB-992 is permitted to request specific plants as long as they are of benign nature. Any other requests made by SB-992 are to be denied. Animals may be exposed to SB-992 under controlled environments for testing purposes. Communication with SB-992 is forbidden. I just now realized, do I have the sound on for my alarm? I should have it on. Yes, it is on. Forbidden. And any subject who has been found to communicate with SB-992 will receive a full anomalous evaluation. D-class personnel are not to be used with SB-992 testing. SB-992 is an elderly Australian, or is Australian made, Aboriginal male of, the fuck is that? Pitchanchara ethnicity. I think my tongue had a stroke. 1.2 meters tall, weighing 95 kilograms. SB-992 claims to be between 57 and 71 years old. However, in the 65 years the subject has been contained, it has not appeared to age. SB-992 will attempt conversation with individuals who visit its containment chamber. These conversations typically consist of the subject describing its unsubstantiated prophetic abilities and engaging the visitors in esoteric philosophical debates. When left alone, SB-992 attempts to converse with various forms of flora or fauna and will occasionally claim to receive prophetic vision while conversing with them. These conversations will usually take place over the course of several hours, with SB-992 holding a one-sided conversation with the organism it is conversing with. If SB-992 is asked about the topic its conversation, it will frequently allude to vague natural events which have not occurred. It also maintains claims to have predicted various widely publicized natural disasters. However, these are unsubstantiated. When SB-992 is able to observe any weather pattern, the perception of humans viewing SB-992 will be changed. These humans will observe unusual and nonsensical weather. Let's open this up, shall we? Okay, that's another SCP. We don't have to read this. And meteorological activities. I hope you enjoyed that voice. This effect will persist for 10 to 30 minutes after the affected persons have ceased viewing SB-992. While affected, subjects will be unable to refer to themselves or other by name. Of course, I will ask of you guys to not spam the ASMR thing too often. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm thinking with some of them I put like a little cooldown on it. I'm not sure if I did that with that one. If I didn't, don't spam it, because it it should not be like oversaturated. But of course, in some cases I will, if there's no cooldown. In some cases, go ahead, have fun. I'm not here to ruin your fun, but just for my own sake, don't make me do it 5 times in a row. Observation of subject affected by SCP-992. We're just sitting on the bed of the what the fuck is it? Australian slang for pickup or utility vehicle. Ute vehicle. Okay. I can't do an Australian accent. Nah, mate. Shooting the breeze, it wasn't anything pressing or nothing. It's just that driving gets boring after a while. And I see this black fella walking up the road. He doesn't have any shoes or anything on. You see, I'm trying. I can do impressions really well, but accents I suck at. He doesn't have any shoes or anything on, and his feet looked all ruined. I was about to ask him if he was alright when the drop hit me. Now, mind you, this is the middle of the outback, and there weren't no clouds or nothing. So we turned back to look at the abo, and he's pointing up. Stared at him for a sec. Then look where he's pointing. There's this white, black cloud. Hard to explain, hard to picture. But try to imagine the cloud took the shadow it was casting on the ground and wrapped it around itself like a blanket. Looked like it was keeping the life inside warm. About then's when the second drop hit and the burning started. These looked like raindrops, except that they were rusty. Okay. Like someone was driving an old beat-up ute trundling on top of the wrapped cloud. They looked hot, and when they hit, it burned. Not like a sudden heat burn, more of an old burn, the kind you get after walking through the desert for a lifetime. It's deep in the skin, never really goes away. Sometimes you'll forget, think it left. As you think about it, it starts with an itch, gets real bad. When you scratch it, the sun and time and oldness all comes crawling out. We skedaddled pretty quickly. I haven't said skedaddled in so long. Also, I haven't read it in so long. We skedaddled, such a good word actually if you think about it. Pretty quick, didn't want to stick around after all that. I don't know if he caused it or if he was warning us, but he knew. You could see in his wrinkles and the callous patch of skin, he knew exactly what was going on. SB992 was found in a small village near the Alice Springs area in Central Australia. After reports of SB992's effect reached agents posted in the area, investigation of this village, these reports originated from showed SB992 had taken up a position as the village leader, claiming to have godlike influence over the village's life and the world around them. Of course he did. I mean, what else would you do if you can predict the weather and what it does? After demonstrating its ability to the agents, SB992 was contained. I don't know why, but the idea of the agents like hey, we have quick questions for you. And he's like, oh yeah, what can I do for you? He's like, is it true that you can you can predict or somehow control the weather a little bit, and do some weird stuff with it? Oh, you for that here? Okay, listen here. I'm gonna do this once, but only this one time. He's like, okay, nice. And he just does fucking jello rain. Just rain that's like pot slime. And he's like, you like that? And then the two agents are like, yes. Just tackle him. He's just fucking, stay on the ground, stay down. He's like, whoa, what the fuck? Come on, bro, put the cuffs on him. Amnestics were distributed to witnesses, and a cover story portraying SB992 as a fraud was disseminated. Incident report 992-C, the 17th of January 1949. Level 1. Personnel observed SB992's conversation with a eucalyptus tree. That's not odd. When asked about the conversation, subject answered, she, the eucalyptus, was very depressed and difficult to name. I was unable to fully paint the picture. Well, help her out, man. Get some therapy, dude. Personnel know that the eucalyptus tree expired several days later. No! Not you, clean! Oh, here we go again. Okay. What kind of voice should we give Dr. Boyd? I gave the other. I'm a god, foolish mortal, wakes up in a containment cell. Fuck. I'm not a mere mortal, I am a martyr, and you should all bow down before me. I'm the closest thing you ever get to a god in your natural born life. And then just wakes up. What the? Oh god. What happened? Welcome to the Foundation, you bitch. Okay, how about we give Boyd a little bit of a... When did you become aware of it? Referring to SCP-992's anomalous properties. We were burying them. Everyone who had died had been a dead year, and losing so many names had brought hope down. They had no name anymore. They were only corpses, but I could see them. The names were there, still strung to the bodies. I reached out and touched them, and then my name was there too, and I could hear them. What happened afterwards? Someone there had a true name before this, but they changed it to me. I can see names now, and where the snippets of thread holding the world together come from. It all goes up. The true name. Your true name is Boyd. Number 3 is the doctor has been using a pseudonym for his interview, and it's unknown. It is unknown how SCP-992 obtained his name. I mean, he just told you. He literally just told you a sentence above you. How did he know my name? Oh, maybe him telling I can now see people's true names has something to do with it. Sometimes, I honestly gotta say, sometimes the Foundation, you gotta respect the Foundation, right? They can capture all these SCPs, all these crazy shit, and they somehow manage to like control majority of them. Some of them less so. Some of them less so, but majority you can be like, okay, I respect what you do. You protect the world, you protect humanity. But there are moments where I'm like, you guys are kind of dumb. There's like certain experiments where I'm like, why would you do that? Naturally, this is the thing that would happen. Or this moment, we're like, how does he know my real name? Oh, I don't know. It has nothing to do with the fact that he just said he can see people's true names. I do not know what your name. I do not know what your name was before, but now it has, and always was so. I don't understand. Hold up my hands, gestures with both hands, and let the fates pull whichever way they pleased. Whether I was up in a cloud or here with the people, I'm able to see it. They go up to the south sky. I helped tie them all together. What do you mean? Do you ever see sunlight dancing with his brothers over a cold desert? Are you referring to the Aurora Australis? If that's what you call it, yes. I can go on to name more things I created, if desired. That's... alright. I think we're done here. Interesting emissary you guys had here. Bobble the clown. Hey, Charlotte, you dreamed of a clown, and here he comes. Here comes the boy. So, Bobble the clown. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I have a dice tower right here. I'm gonna use a D20. And depending on if it's an odd or even number, odd is evil, even is good. So it's odd. Okay, so not surprised. They're all evil. Hey, you fucking guessed it. You absolutely guessed what the what the dice rolled. Yeah, looks like he's evil. Oh no, I hate clowns. Well, buckle up. Bobble the clown, let's see what you got. Show me what you got. Henry, did we just see... Was that a knife that he was holding? Or a flag? He was drawn, right? Do you think he's drawn in real life? It's a knife, Henry. A butcher's knife, a meat cleaver from the look of it. That's what he got. Highly rated. Well, shit. He's safe. He's safe, guys. It's all good. He has that meat cleaver just for fun. It's just his favorite toy. Of course, naturally. Why is it? Okay, here we go. Any it's the weirdest thing, seeing him here drawn with it's not a butcher's knife, a meat cleaver. And I think butcher's knife and meat cleaver, no, actually, I guess meat cleaver is a bit small and butcher's knife is a bit bigger. Seeing him with a meat cleaver, just like, hey, and then next thing you know, up your glass, safe. Of course. How could I not see it before? Any broadcasts of SB993 are to be intercepted as detailed in protocol Upsilon Beta 3 and blocked from public viewing. All intercepted broadcasts are to be recorded and stored for future viewing. Any subject used to view SB993 must be under the age of 10 and are to be dosed with a Class A amnesiac after they have described the episode. Viewing of SB993 must be authorized by 3 level 4 personnel. Still image from an episode of SB993, Bobble's Kitchen Surprise. That's why he has a knife. What you got there? A knife? No! Hiya, Georgie. Oh, what a nice boat. Look what I got. I got a knife. You wanna play? You wanna trade your boat for my knife? Ooh. Ooh. That won't do, Georgie. That won't do. SB993 is a children's television program entitled Bobble the Clown, which first began airing in 19. SB993 seemed to have been made in the style of an educational cartoon, with the primary plot of the most episodes being the titular character Bobble the Clown learning a new skill or activity. The program appears to have no supporting cast, and the setting of the program often changes between episodes. SB993's anomalous properties become obvious when the program is viewed. Anyone watching age 10 years or older will immediately fall unconscious when the program begins and will remain incapacitated until the end of the program. They're reporting a stabbing headache immediately before blacking out. Well, I think that's all of us. If we were to watch the program, we just be like, okay, niece, come here. There's a show going on. Let's see what it is. Children under the age of 10 viewing SB993 later reported that it teaches and advocates activities such as cannibalism, murder, torture. They're expunged. These activities appear to become ingrained in the subject's mind. Repeated exposure to SB993 can result in permanent psychotic and schizophrenic symptoms. Charlotte, what have you sent me? Someone got interested at Talks of an Evil. Is that fucking Pennywise? Do you have a Pennywise plushie? Am I seeing this right, Charlotte? Yeah, no wonder you dream of clowns. There's no surprise that you dream of clowns. You have Pennywise just right there, just, hey. Ooh. How about you go to sleep? I'll be right here. I'll be watching. Episodes of SB993 are regularly broadcast from a currently unknown source, but since 2000, all broadcasts have been successfully intercepted using protocol Upsilon Beta 3 and blocked from public viewing. Now we have an episode log here, so we have like 6 episodes. Bobble's Kitchen Surprise. Setting of episode is a stereotypical small American town. In the episode, Bobble the Clown appears to kidnap one of the town's citizens and takes him to his home. Once there, Bobble the Clown informs the viewer on how to prepare human flesh for consumption, then proceeds to skin, gut, and cook the citizen. Bobble that kills people. Bobble in a big city. Setting of episode is a large American city, possibly New York. In the episode, Bobble the Clown instructs viewers on methods of lighting fires undetected using resources such as mosquito coils. Oh, that's it. Resources such as mosquito coils. At the end of the episode, Bobble the Clown sets fire to a large building and leaves. The picture stays on the burning building for a further 3 minutes before the episode ends. Screams are audible during this time. Bobble's Sneaky Saturday. Setting of episode appears to be London. Oh, great. Ah, fantastic. Ain't that great? That's where I am right now, as the Elizabeth Tower housing Big Ben is visible. In the episode, Babel the Clown silently stalks a woman for most of the episode. When she arrives at her home, Babel the Clown attacks and kills her with a larger butcher knife. At the end of the episode, Babel the Clown Babel the Clown details methods of remaining unseen in crowded places. Babel, I don't want to tell you how to live your life, but that's illegal. Babel gets the truth. Setting off episode appears to be a prisoner of war camp. In the episode, Babel the Clown tortures a captured soldier, repeatedly asking him a nonsensical question. The soldier eventually appears to die of his wounds. Babel the Clown then details to the viewer how to inflict painful but non-lethal injuries. Well, you suck at it because clearly your torture victim has died from the injuries. Babel hates you. Oh, excuse me. I just gave you fair critique, Babel. No need to fucking hate me like that. Damn. Sensitive guy. Setting of episode appears to be blank room. Babel the Clown sits on a chair in the room, staring angrily at the viewer for the full 30 minutes of the episode. Yeah, that's not creepy at all.
Expletive.
You.
Expletive.
You.
Expletive.
You. Setting of the episode appears to the side video archive, where recordings of SB993 are stored. In the episode, Babel the Clown angrily details method of breaching and containment for several SCPs. Babel then details methods to murder researchers involved in his containment, showing detailed knowledge of their daily routines and habits. Notably, that what appears to be an animated version of Dr. walks past Babel halfway through the episode. A clock on the wall shows the time as PM. Dr. confirms that he was walking past SB993's archive at the time. Wait, what? Hold on. No. Wait, you mean all children's shows aren't like this? No, they're not. Okay, I have to... God damn it. This will ruin my mood. Great. Some silver dishes. Okay, some silver dishes. Last time I had anything to do with dishes on the SCP Foundation, it was a silver plate that made any human flesh look appetizing. So I don't know what this could potentially be. I don't think it's going to have the same effect as that causes cannibalism. Once human meat lands on it, it probably will be like those like really fancy like big ass silver plates. And maybe instead of normal food, it's like extraterrestrial stuff or like different reality food. Kind of like how in my Dungeons and Dragons I had to eat meat slime. So maybe like that kind of stuff. Euclid. Okay. The flock of SB994. Wait, flock? Listen. I normally don't call a bunch of plates a flock. But go on. of SB994 is to be contained within a remote 50 square kilometer area in northwest Washington state, with housing provided with hangars 3, 4, 6, and 8 at Site 410. All SB904 individuals are to be filled with radio transmitters broadcasting on Foundation secure channels, as well as implants tied to an invisible fence network operating out of local cell phone towers. The SB904 roosting hangars are to be resupplied with food twice weekly. The standard plankton enriched nutrient fluid is to be replaced with 25 head of cattle once per month and cleaned on an as-needed basis. SB904 are allowed free range within the containment territory due to the special nature of SB904 sightings by the civilian population or minor breaches are to be treated as low priority. All incidents requiring action are to be dealt with by Special Intelligence Team NUAOIS, Northwestern Unknown Airborne Object Investigation Society. Sorry, something happened in the background, and it's a bit aggravating, and I'm trying to figure out if this is actually happening or not, because if it is, it would really make me angry. And if not, then it's not happening. We're good. Okay, back to being more joyful. Okay, here we go. SB994 is a species of airborne life form bearing no resemblance to any known phylum of organism. SB994 are generally circular with a flat ventral surface and curved dorsal side, and measuring between 3 and 50 meters in diameter, 9.84 and 164 feet respectively. When fully grown, SB994 will change in shape with age. Juveniles will appear as blonde triangles, adults will be saucer-shaped, and elderly SB994 will be oblong. Is there a bird? Is there a plane? It's my dinner plate. That imagery of just looking up and seeing a fucking like a ball just like vroom! You're like, what the fuck? SB994 have no distinctive features on the dorsal side outside of a layer, not a lawyer. A lawyer is also flying apparently. A layer of short, highly reflective silver fur in the orifices of the creature's respiratory tracts. SB994 have no visible eyes, instead sensing their surroundings through a combination of echolocation and thermal sensitivity. On the underside of the body is a circular, jawless mouth with a rasping tongue, as well as a series of white, blue, bioluminescent organs. The pattern of these lights is unique to the individual, and the actual purpose has yet to be determined, as they produce no heat for other instances of SB994 to detect. SB994 are capable of flight, though the exact method is unknown. It is known that they are capable of reaching incredible speeds. The highest recorded speed of an SB994 specimen with an exit of Mach 2, and several individuals have been seen making 9-degree turns in mid-flight. In your guys' headcanon, which type of cutlery or plates would be the fastest? In your guys' headcanon, what would you say would be the fastest? And also, what material is it made out of? Is it made out of plastic? Made out of, I mean, I know here it says silver. It's made out of silver, but let's just add everything else to it: plastic, silver, porcelain, so on, stone, wood. Just in your guys' fantasy, which plate would be the fastest? What are you betting your money on? SB904 behavior is highly social with a complex hierarchy within the flock. Elder females serve as the ruling matriarchs of the group, each one leading a small subdivision of a dozen or so individuals. While the flock as a whole will act as one unit, the various sub-flocks will display a shifting network of rivalries and alliances between them. SB904 communication is carried out at an ultrasonic level. Wild SB904 will generally avoid humans, with fleeing if a human comes within a certain distance, usually in the range of 50 to 100 meters. That's a long distance where they go like, oh shit, human, fly. However, the Foundation flock has become accustomed to human contact, allowing staff members to make physical contact. The Foundation flock has also naturalized to the containment hangars, using them as a roosting area. A saucer for a teacup, while else would they call UFOs flying saucers? Sound logic. So, I assume a porcelain teacup saucer, right? Nothing else. Just the good old classic. It should be noted that both Wild and Foundation-controlled SB994 seem to enjoy flying out alongside aircraft and do so often, many times going unnoticed. There are currently... Listen, when I read the title, I did not expect that they would fly. There are currently 28 juveniles, 14 adults, and 5 elderly SB994 within Foundation control. The current wild population is unknown. You already said that. Incident report 994/C4 2000. First recorded account of violence by SCP-994 due to a nearby breach of SCP. During the incident, SCP broke into Hangar 4 and was promptly attacked by 5 adult SCP-994 -9-11 and -19-20-21. The remainder of the flock fled to the side with the juveniles and elders flying inside a sphere of the remaining adults. When SCP was subdued and recovered, inspection revealed traces of a powerful hemotoxin and tissue necrosis in areas where SCP-994 had attached. -20 was severely injured during the incident and died of complication during surgery 4 days later. How the fuck do you do surgery on a plate? I guess you just take that instant glue and just put them back together, but then he's like, it doesn't feel right. Addendum 1. The 9th/20th 2000. Dr. has requested to be assigned to an alternate project due to claims that SCP-994-34 was stalking him and spying on everything he does. While -34 was indeed following Dr. and this behavior was deemed unusual, no hostile behavior on the part of -34 was actually recorded. The request has been denied, but Dr. has been granted minor sabbatical leave for psychological evaluation. I mean, I'd also be very highly concerned if a fucking plate was just like, follow me around. I'd be like, excuse me? Don't you have somewhere else to be? Hold on now. Now hold on the phone. Where is? I forgot to put Bob the Clown in the list. Excuse me. Let me just do that real quick. There we go. We reached the halfway point. Hip hip hurrah! Under the couch. I mean, I can immediately, the only thing that comes to my mind is every typical monster, childhood monster idea. Like, there's a monster under the bed, there's a monster under the couch, and so on and so forth. So that's all I can think of right now. Nothing really creative coming to my mind. But what if instead of a monster, it's a portal? So whenever, you know how sometimes something drops out of your hand, food, a toy, like Lego for example, or something completely else, and then it just rolls away into underneath the couch, and then like you go like try to like find it, you try to like grab for it, but then you have absolutely no idea where it is. But in real life, after a while, like if you just move the couch, or just lift it up a little bit, or you shine a flashlight into it, you'd be like, oh, there it is. And then you grab maybe like a broomstick and just smack it, and then it just comes flying out from the couch, right? What if that's the case, but whatever falls under the couch, it's forever gone. It's like, it's just gone. Never to be returned again. Well, it is Euclid. So it's definitely not a couch that it's not. If it was safe, it would, I guess it would only be considered safe if you have to be sitting on the couch for stuff to happen. But then it's Euclid, it means some other shit happens too. So yeah. Oh, by the way, if you guys scroll down, I've changed the bit sound bites. It used to be on the Twitch, on the video screen where you can hover over it, and then the sound, what's it called again? Sound alerts will pop up. It's now below, in case you guys want to look at it. Hey, Charlotte, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Mifa's Revenge. She's now part of the Pro Fros. Welcome, you're part of the Pro Fros now. Afro's with you. That's so cool of you. That's really cool of you. I really appreciate the gifted sub. But yeah, back to what I was saying before I got really pleasantly surprised. Below there should be a whole bunch of like bit sound effects, and of course you have things ranging from 50 bits to 100 bits, and at the very end 500 bits, because those are a bit more in the copyright area, so of course it will cost a bit more. But I just wanted to tell you guys those things exist, in case you ever see something you're like, oh, I'm gonna add my own sound, my own little shenanigans. Because I have my soundboard here, and I will of course over time add more stuff down here, so you guys can go crazy. Okay, here we go. SB995 is to be secured in a 2x3 meter terrarium placed in a 4x4 containment room. The terrarium is to be cleaned twice a week. During cleaning, SB995 should be placed in a substitute terrarium fit for its size. All personnel should be sterilized before and after coming into the containment cell. SB995 is to be contained in multiple terrariums with each colony separated. Currently, there are 4 colonies. Each terrarium is to be made to fit the number and size of SB995 in the colony. SB995 has been moved to a larger containment room, which is 20 x 20 meters. Each terrarium is to be cleaned weekly. If any colony reaches the established population limit, randomly selected SB995s are to be destroyed. Only level 2 personnel or higher are granted access to SB995 with approval from any level 3 research. By the way, I'm going to make this a bit quieter. Here we go, and then there we go. Now I can actually hear like the sound notifications for like the follows and all that better, because the lo-fi are a bit loud. Researchers have been assigned. Feeding of the specimens is to be done twice a week at appropriate hours. During any containment breach, the room is to be sterilized by incineration. Wait, there's feeding involved, so maybe the whole the portal idea gets thrown out the window right away. SB995 is an organism with traits that vary between those of fungi and those of animals. SB995's life cycle starts with it being a spore. The spore stays dormant until it finds an area that has low light and is moist. However, an SCP-995 spore has more probability of activating under artificial structures such as household furniture. Leather, vinyl, and polyester seem to be favored. There, the spores will grow into a soft organic mass which feeds off microorganisms in the air. Lovely. Not at all gross. It will continue to grow, sprouting appendages enabling it to move. A mouth will soon form, along with teeth and a simple digestive tract. SCP-995 in its mature stage feeds on larger organisms such as insects and rodents. Okay, I mean, that's not too bad yet. The specimen will then start generating more instances of SCP-995 via the reproduction of spores. SCP-995 has been known to reach the size of in diameter. Infants have become prey along with household pets. If a large population of SCP-995 has spawned in a small area, SCP-995 will start to migrate, having the capabilities of infesting an average house by the hundreds in a few days. Ay, ay, ay. That is disgusting. That's gross. The first instance of SCP-995 was discovered in furniture shop in GA, which closed down the previous month due to financial issues. A group of adolescents trespassed in a closed shop and discovered the partially consumed body of a homeless man who seemed to have taken shelter in the store. Police were called in and discovered a large colony of SCP-995 in the store, and a Foundation team was sent to investigate. The team administered Class A amnestics to the police officer involved and shipped the colony of SCP-995 to side. Only amnestics to the police officers. They didn't add amnestics to the teenagers or the adolescents that broke in. Now those guys, they can let them be traumatized. Their own fault for going somewhere where they shouldn't have gone. Addendum: SCP-995 has been relocated to a larger containment room since the location of 3 new colonies has been discovered and contained. A list has been configured to catalog the current colonies and their diverse characteristics. List of colonies of SCP-995. Okay, here we go. Colony A, discovered third. Number of specimens, 349. God, that's a lot. And that's a high number of specimens you found. Description: Dash A is the original colony of SCP-995. Dash A are grayish blue in color, ranging from 8 cm to 40 cm in diameter during mature age. Special characteristics: Dash A move on 4 appendages with clawed feet and currently appear to have the fastest reproductive rate. Fun. Fun. Colony B, the 6th. Number of specimens, 10. Dash B are dark green and range from 30 centimeters to centimeters in diameter during mature age. Dash B are the most aggressive of the species and have an elongated snout with extremely sharp needle-like teeth which are coated in an unknown paralyzing agent. Don't make me scared of furniture, my man. Don't make me scared of furniture. That's all I'm asking. Dash C, the first, the 8th, the first, the second, the 2008. Number of specimens 264. That's again a big number. Dash C are black in color and range from 5 cm to 20 cm in diameter at mature age. Dash C are the smallest in size and are able to expel a highly acidic chemical from their 4 eyes. 4, not 2, not 3, not 1, 4. Colony D, the 5th, 3rd, 2011. Number of specimens 23. Dash D are dark red in color and range from 10 centimeters to centimeters in diameter during mature age. Dash D are able to emit a variety of noises which vary from ringtones to a human infant's cry. Oh god, of course it does that. It is presumed that these sounds are made to lure prey in Dash D's area, where a group of them would attack. Dash D seem to be the most advanced in behavior and intelligence. I always feel like somebody's watching me. And maybe it's just a dream. Well, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Maybe it's just a dream. Broken topology. Branch of a branch of mathematics, sometimes referred to as rubber sheet geometry. Okay. It's been a while. I see. But it's broken, so all the connections are not connected. Good job, Afro. Oh, you really want to tell me a broken connection is not connected? Absolute genius sitting right in front of you guys. Absolute genius. Okay, seeing the meaning and still no idea what it is. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's not about the math. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be something physical that basically work off each other and branch off each other, but it's broken and the reason why it's an anomaly because it's not supposed to get broken. It's not supposed to be separated, but somehow it is. But I can't really think of what that could potentially be. Euclid. We have a nice little mix of Euclid saves and Ketos today. It's not all saves like the last ones, where it was like, I believe it was 8 saves and 2 Euclids. And this time we have 1 Keto. I'm pretty sure we had like 2 saves, 3 Euclids, if I'm remembering correctly. And I forgot one. I think one. Do we have 3 saves, perhaps? Maybe. That's okay. I know that the first one was this was Keto. This was save. This was save. Euclid. Actually, was this Euclid? Yeah, this was Euclid. And Bubble the Clown was definitely not Euclid. I mean, not safe. I mean, yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm pretty sure Syringe and Gaia's Emissary were the 2 safe ones, and then the rest is Euclid. So SB996 is to be stretched to a 1 meter by 1 meter square sheet. It is held in place by 4 clamps on the corners and mounted on the frame. The assembly is locked in storage under standard for security. SB996 is a sheet of sheer gray fabric. Under no stress, it takes the shape of a circle with a 0.5 meter diameter. The fabric seems to be infinitely elastic, as it will stretch under small amounts of force, and large amounts fail to rupture it. Attempts to puncture SB996 result in a deforming around the puncture implement. Shear forces will cause elastic deformation, but do not tear the materials. Thus, SB996 seem to be topologically ideal. Okay, wait, hold on, let me read that. Shear force will cause elastic deformation, but do not tear the material. Thus, SB996 seems to be topologically ideal. Okay. SB996 has a thickness, volume, and mass of 0. The fabric can intersect itself. When folded, 2 halves pass through one another. Microscopes show images similar to the macroscopic sheet. No additional detail is revealed despite an infinitely thin thickness. The material thickness. The material is not sharp and bends harmlessly at a touch. Interesting. So it's basically a sheet of fabric that just endlessly stretches and doesn't break. But why is it would be and you can also fold it in such a way that it would just ignore physics by having its own barricade. It would just pass through it. It seems okay. I had to reread that again because I was like, wait, hold on. Experiment log 996-MKF. SCP-996 given to D-Class, D-Class instructed to interact with the fabric as he wished. D-Class experimented with SCP-996, quickly discovering the self-intersection properties. Repeated folding, stretching, and manipulation resulted in a tangle around D-Class's hands. D-Class attempted to remove hands and was unsuccessful, then pulled on two edges of SCP-996 to straighten it. SCP-996 seemed to have manifested a distorted knot in the fabric, and despite self-intersection properties would not come undone. D-Class examined the knot but could not discern its structure. D-Class generated 3 more knots through similar procedures. D-Class attempted to undo the knots by hand, but only succeeded in tangling the fabric once more. After much poorly understood interaction, believed to be an area of negative volume. D-Class extracted hands successfully claimed that it gave him a headache. Subject reached into area of negative volume and removed SCP-996. Area reverted to normal. Footage is being studied to understand the spatial anomaly. What was that incident like? Hell, if I know. It's like, I think the sheet thing was round. Didn't have a shape, but it like opened when I folded it one way. Do you understand the knots? I think I broke it. D-Class instructed to continue interaction. Another knot was quickly generated, followed by a complex fold that joined 2 knots. Pulling on the sides revealed that the tube had formed between the 2 points on the fabric, defying current understanding of topology. That's, oh yeah, I understand why the knots are there. Okay, D-Class inserted hand into tube and became tangled again. D-Class requested assistance. Dr. L arrived and extricated D-Class arm. Arm ended at the wrist, palm and fingers are absent. SCP-996 reverted to regular shape, lacking knots. Test log addendum. D-Class terminated on schedule. After several more tests, one well-preserved hand was retrieved from an area of negative volume. DNA tests confirmed that it belonged to the terminated D-Class. Creeper. We still don't know how to recreate any of the impossible knots or phenomena. Further testing will be more controlled. Until then, no one is allowed to touch it. Dr. L. So I think the knots inside this sheet are these type of points. That's why I was thinking like, okay, I understand what okay. Wait, where's the picture? Here it is. So that's why I was thinking I understood what the knots are. The way the D-Class did it somehow, he created specific points like these inside the sheets. But he can still pull the sheet wherever he wanted to, or fold it however he wanted to. So I assume that's what happened. I assume that's the. I could be fully wrong. I could be absolutely fully wrong with that, but it's a theory, a game theory. But yeah, me whenever Mrs. Revenge gives me something unbreakable, I think I broke it. Wait, also you guys know each other. Okay. I should have assumed. I should have assumed with that little gifted sub that you gave. I should have assumed. Vermin suppressor. Vermin suppressor. Okay. What could this one be? Think. What? How does it suppress vermin? Why would it have that name? It shoots It shoots vermin into a pocket dimension. Hey, it suppresses them. Don't have to deal with vermin if they don't exist in this reality. Hey, save. SB997 is to be stored in a standard containment locker while not in use. During testing procedures involving SB997, it is recommended that the object be left unplugged while not actively being tested. SB997 is to be tested only in a chamber that functions as a Faraday cage. SB997 is a device superficially resembling a lamp, but without a bulb and with a twisting wire structure in the place of a shade, believed to function as an antenna. It is made primarily of metal and was somewhat corroded when contained, though this does not appear to have affected its functionality. Imaging of the internal workings suggests sophisticated electronics of unknown purpose. There is a switch near the top that controls whether or not the device is active. SB997 is powered by a standard NEMA 5 power outlet and so has been fitted with an adapter for side 19 testing chamber wall outlets. While disconnected from power or turned off, SB997 exhibits no anomalous properties. But when it is, what happens when it is, Doctor? Give it to me straight. When connected to a power source and turned on, yes, Doctor, what happens? I can take it. SB997 emits a field that affects every human within about 250 meters. Hey, why me? Why does it have to affect us? This field cannot penetrate a Faraday cage that follows the specification given in document 997-2 and seems to be at least partially psychic in nature. All persons affected by the field become unable to perceive in any way anything they would consider vermin. This effect is based on subjective judgment, so one individual may perceive something that another may not. SB997 effects extended to sufficiently accurate representation of vermin. Testing results suggest that SB997 only suppresses conscious awareness of vermin, inflicting symptoms akin to spatial neglect, except across all senses. Consequently, let me read that again. Excuse me, I kind of daydreamed while reading that. Testing results suggest that SB997 only suppresses conscious awareness of vermin, inflicting symptoms akin to spatial neglect, except across all senses. Okay. Consequently, though people affected by SB997 do not report noticing vermin, they do not respond to their presence, though they cannot explain the basis for the reactions. Subject will often create fanciful excuses for the reaction and refuse to acknowledge the implausibility of these explanations. This disconnect seems to have an adverse psychological effect, including paranoia, distress, and delusions. See Experiment Log 997 for further information. Well, here we have it. Experiment Log 997. Experiment 3. D-Class Personnel D6272. Dr. Das. D6272 who suffers from entomophobia. I mean, I assume that has to do something with vermin, but I'm still going to look it up just to see what it does. Is a fear of insects. Yeah, of course. It's a fear of insects. There we go. Was placed in a test chamber containing an activated SB997 and a terrarium containing a number of cockroaches. Yum. Subject reported that the terrarium was empty and was then instructed to place his arm in it. Subject refused when asked the reason for his refusal. D6272 was unable to provide a coherent response, though he rejected the suggestion that it was because the terrarium contained insects. After being threatened with termination, D6272, with evident trepidation, placed his arms in the terrarium, only to immediately jerk it out as video footage confirmed cockroaches crawled onto it. Subject distress continued to mount despite reporting seeing and feeling nothing on his arm, and he was again unable to explain the reason for his behavior. Subject removed from test chamber and cockroaches dislodged from arm. SB967 deactivated. Experiment 5. D-Class Personnel D75009. Dr. Das. Such a weird name. Der die Das. D75009 was placed in a test chamber containing an activated SB997 and a one-page paper about papayas, with a large portion of the test obscured by a high-quality picture of a rat. D75009 was asked to read the paper aloud. When she reached the portion covered by the image, she stopped and protested that she was unable to continue. When asked why, D75009 claimed that her glasses were too dirty, when it was suggested that she simply removed them. D75009 then said that it wouldn't matter as the room would be too dim to read anyhow. The evident facility of this was pointed out to D75009, who became agitated and unable to explain why she couldn't read on, though she maintained that there was nothing wrong with her. Subject removed from chamber and SB997 deactivated. Okay, I understand now how this thing works. I mean, I was able to like imagine it, but I was like, quite unsure. So it literally, whenever you see something that's considered a vermin around SB997 or with the effect of SB997, you don't see the vermin as it is. Something in your mind will make some weird ass excuse to basically not really observe the insect or vermin in front of you. So basically, if it was like, let's just say as an example, a fly lands on your food, and then you immediately think like for some reason you don't see the fly. You don't see the fly, but for some reason you think the food's kind of gross. Even though it's your favorite meal, you immediately be like, I actually don't like this. And everybody's like, wait, but that's your favorite meal, my man. It's like, yeah, no, I don't know, I don't like this. But then the fly flies away, and you're like, actually, no, yeah, you're right. You guys are right. It is my favorite meal. I don't know why I said that. Fly lands back on it, but I'm not really feeling it right now. Fly flies away. Maybe a bite would do me good. I mean, it's always could start with one bite and then fly lands back on it. But I already ate a lot for lunch. Experiment 10. D-Class Personnel D436, D-Class Personnel D15810. My chin is so itchy. I feel like a dog. D436, who shows signs of severe... Wait, this is Dr. Redman this time. D476, who shows signs of severe misanthropy, was placed in a test chamber containing an activated SB997. D15810 was fitted with an earpiece to relay instructions and sent into the chamber. D436 did not report seeing anyone else in the chamber with him. D15810 instructed to trip D436 and does so successfully. D436 asks why he stumbled and blames poor shoes. When questioned on this, he becomes defensive, insisting that these things happen, okay? Come on, man, I should sometimes randomly trip. D15810 instructed to kick D436, who reports pain but expresses confusion as to its source. Oh, what the fuck? Why am I hurting? Oh, that's because you're being kicked till you faint, my man. He's putting his whole force into it. D15810 then instructed to command D436 to take off his shirt. D436 complies, complaining to researchers that it is too hot in the testing chamber and evidently believing it to be his own idea. Subject removed from chamber and SB997 deactivated. Level 4 clearance or higher required to view further testing logs. That's fun. That's fun. I like the idea that they just sometimes, like they create towels like that, vermin suppressor. And of course, me being a basic bitch, I think of a black hole or a pocket dimension where vermin just get flung into and then they just vanish. But nope, it's literally just you don't see them. you don't see them, you don't smell them, you don't. Actually, you probably do smell them. You just don't. Your mind just doesn't perceive them to be there. Missing aircraft. We're almost at the last one. I'm really excited to get to the last one. But yeah, missing aircraft. I can only think of I can think of more stuff, but I can think of the Bermuda Triangle type stuff where like an aircraft went somewhere and just vanished. Completely gone. Never to be seen again. Ooh, okay. Now Euclid. Second last one of the SCPs to read today. Area 998 Alpha has been established in a 20-kilometer radius around the estimated event location of SB998. This area is marked as off limits in all regional maps, and any civilian ships or aircraft attempting to enter the area must be waved off. A Foundation listening ship, currently SCPS Cerberus, as of 2006, is stationed within Area 998 Alpha and tasked with monitoring local transmissions for evidence of an SCP-998 event. And here we have an MC-130E combat Talon aircraft similar to SCP-998. Similar, but not the same. Not the one. SCP-998 is a MC-130E combat Talon military transport formerly assigned to the United States Air Force 8th Special Operations Squadron with tail number and call sign Blackbird 19er. SB998 disappeared without a trace on 73 during a covert operation near Expunged, along with 5 crew members, 3 passengers, and a classified cargo. Originally believed to have crashed under adverse weather conditions, a search for the wreckage of SB998 was conducted and called off 3 months later with no results. On 79, an anomalous radio transmission was detected by a U.S. Navy patrol vessel near the last known location of SB998. After thorough analysis of the transmission and its contents, SB998 was designated and containment protocols established. Since 1973, contact has been established 11 times with SB998. And here's the 8 times, I guess. Addendum 1, SB998 contact log. 79, U.S. Navy patrol vessel. Initial contact was made for approximately 3 minutes before a signal was lost. The sender of this signal, confirmed to be pilot via voice print analysis, reported that the aircraft has suffered multiple malfunctions in its navigation systems and required a position check. USS was unable to locate the source of the signal on radar, and contact was lost shortly thereafter. 82. SCPS Hydra Foundation listening ship. Anomalous artificial signal lasting 15 seconds detected from Area 998 Alpha. No recognizable information recorded. 83. SCPS Hydra Foundation listening ship. Anomalous artificial signal lasting 32 seconds detected from Area 998 Alpha. Several words were identified in the recording, but no cohesive speech was extracted. 88. SCPS Artemis Foundation listening ship. Contact made lasting approximately 93 seconds. Similar to initial contact, a strained voice was heard reporting that navigation systems were offline and requesting a position check. The signal also indicated that the craft was lost in fog. 98. SCPS Artemis Foundation listening ship. Contact made from almost 27 minutes, the longest out of any recorded SB998 event. During this time, Foundation personnel gave several instructions to the crew of SB998, and multiple Foundation search aircraft were deployed in an attempt to locate the source of the signal. Communication during this time indicated that the craft was still lost within heavy fog despite the complete absence of adverse weather in the region, and that they could not see the sun or anything that could give them a reference. Foundation assets were unable to establish visual contact with the source, and eventually contact was lost shortly after. The crew of SB998 indicated that they thought they saw something in the fog. I have to check something real quick, because if I recall correctly, wasn't there an SCP in these numbers that I said yesterday? Somebody that contacted me on Twitter has shown me all the SCPs they worked on. I'm pretty sure, it might be the fucking clown. Which would make sense. This person has written a previous amusement like circus-like SCP before. No, they wrote Gaia's Emissary. That's what. Okay, okay. And it says here, Gaia's Emissary, rewrite of Gaia's Emissary, written by an unknown author, transferred to Wikidata from editors by 2nd on July 26, 2008. So it's the Gaia's Emissary that we have now is a rewrite. Okay. This person that sent me this list has made Gaia's Emissary. They also made Sick of Motion, Ancient Playing Cards, Efficient Washbin, and Dixie Funland. So we have read 5 SCPs of theirs, and from the looks of it, there's a lot more. A lot more previously and a lot more afterwards. So good for them. Yeah, let's go back. 93 SCPS Taurus, Foundation listening ship. An extremely faint signal was picked by automated recording systems and was not discovered until the tapes were later analyzed. The recording consists only of a 3-second burst of static and the word "help." 94 SCPS Taurus, Foundation listening ship. Contact made. Transmission was very clear and consistent of 19 seconds of screaming from multiple subjects before being abruptly cut off. Oh. No coherent speech was recorded.
It expunged, it expunged, it expunged. It expunged, it expunged, it expunged. It expunged, it expunged, it expunged. It expunged, it expunged. Data expunged.
Ooh, looks like they got a ghost retelling of what happened to the plane. Either ghost retelling or the plane's in a different dimension and crashing badly. Okay, the last one of today. The last one of the first hundreds before we reach the 1000th mark. It's been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride. It's been a long ride, but the ride's not over. It won't be over for a while. But we reached a far. Why my speech is gonna make me go hydrate? Okay, I'll go after I stop talking here. Well, yeah, I have reached a long way. I've reached a long way. I did say after this one though, we're not going next week, and we're not going to jump into the 1000. We will go actually into the joke SCPs, which are these ones, I believe. What is this one again? Oh yeah, this one. No, this one we're going to ignore, and the X SCPs we're also going to ignore. We're not going to pay attention to that. But yeah, we have joke SCPs right here. So these are like just more like just weird ones. We're not going to read all of these. I mean, I will do the typical read 10 of them unless it's like super fast. But yeah, we're going to read a couple of these first before we move on to the 1000. I would say at least like 30. We should probably read at least 30. It depends how long they are. If they are super short, then we can do more. If they're super long, then 20. But yeah, that's basically the plan for the next time we read. But yes, so the tickle monster. I have seen fan art. I've seen a lot of fan art from this one. So I know it's like this orange slime thing. And it's absolutely adorable. But Charlotte made me go get myself some water, so gotta obey the law. Alright. I wonder if the article itself has a picture of this SCP, or if people just drew a shit ton of fan art. Whew. Alright. Here we go. Look at that rating. Oh, there's no picture. Okay. Let me show you guys. Actually, I'm gonna read the description first, and then I'll show people that don't know what the tickle monster looks like. Safe. SB999 is allowed to freely roam the facility should it desire to, but otherwise must stay in its pen either between 8 p.m. 9 p.m. for between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. for sleeping, or during emergency lockdowns for its own safety. Subjects not allowed out of its pen at night or facility grounds at any time. Pens will be kept clean and food replaced twice daily. All personnel are allowed inside SB999's holding area, but only if they are not assigned to other tasks at a time, or if they are on break. Subject is to be played with when bored and spoken to in a calm, non-threatening tone. SB999 appears to be a large, amorphous, gelatinous mass of translucent orange slime, weighing about 54 kilograms, 120 pounds, with a consistency similar to that of peanut butter. Subject's size and shape is easily malleable and can change shape at will, though when at rest, SB999 becomes a rounded oblate dome roughly 2 meters wide and 1 meter in height. The surface of SB999 consists of a thin, transparent membrane similar to that of an animal cell, roughly 0.5 centimeters thick, and is highly elastic, allowing SB999 to flatten portions of its body up to 2 centimeters thin. This surface is also hydrophobic, although SB999 can willfully absorb liquids, see addendum A. The rest of SB999's body is filled with a viscous orange substance of unknown chemical makeup, though it is capable of digesting organic materials with ease. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys the picture. Here it is. This is him. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's a good boy. Yeah. Oh, is this? Of course. Yeah, there's some cute pictures here. He looks like he could be Henry's cousin. Henry, is this your cousin? Subject's temperament is best described as playful and dog-like when approached. SB999 will often react with overwhelming elation, slithering over to the nearest person and leaping upon them, hugging them with a pair of pseudopods while nuzzling the person's face with a third pseudopod, all the while emitting high-pitched gurgling and cooing noises. Like stuff like that, I guess. The surface of SB999 emits a pleasing odor that differs with whoever it is interacting with. Recorded scents include chocolate, fresh laundry, bacon, roses, and Play-Doh. Simply touching SB999's surface causes an immediate mild euphoria, which intensifies the longer one is exposed to SB999 and lasts longer after separation from the creature. Subject favorite activity is tickle wrestling, often by completely enveloping a person from the neck down and tickling them until it asks to stop, though it does not always immediately comply with this request. Though injuries may occur, SB999 has never been found to purposefully attempt to harm others and will immediately back away and contract its body into a quivering mound while gurgling a manner similar to a whimpering dog, similarly apologizing for hurting someone on accident. This thing is too adorable. While the creature will interact with anyone, it seems to have a special interest in those who are unhappy or hurt in any way. Persons suffering from crippling depression or PTSD, for example, have reported having a far more positive outlook on life after multiple interactions with SB999. The possibility of manufacturing antidepressant from SB999 slime is currently being discussed. In addition to its playful behavior, SB999 seems to love all animals, especially humans, refusing to eat any meat and even risking its own life to save others, on one occasion leaping in front of a person to take a bullet fired at them. Subject intellect is still up for debate, though its behavior is infantile. It seems to understand human speech and most modern technologies, including guns. SB999's diet consists entirely of candy and sweets, with M&Ms and Necco and wafers being its favorites. Its eating methods are similar to those of an Amobia. Addendum A. Reminder to all staff, SB999 is not to consume caffeinated soft drinks of any kind. Last week someone gave SB999 a can of cola along with its usual breakfast. Not only was it literally bouncing off the walls for half an hour, the carbonation made SB999 visibly queasy afterwards, and it refused to move or eat the rest of the day. SB999 has thankfully recovered since, but the staff member in question has been reprimanded. Dr. I love how the doctor's like, oh thank God, he's good. He's alive. He's alive, guys. Crash averted. There's no. He's doing okay. He'll pull through. No surprise, but I want one. I think everybody does. And then B. The following is a report from an experiment in which SB682 is exposed to SB999 in the hope that it will curb the creature's homicidal rage. So, for people who don't know, 682 is also a very famous one. It's the hard to kill reptile. Where it's this giant beast of a reptile that you cannot kill it. It can speak, it hates humans, it wants to kill everybody and everything. And if you do anything to it, like for example, if you freeze it, its body will actually build a heat system where it would thaw it up. If you were to boil it, its body will create a cooling system to freeze the boiling water. If you try to stab it, first it would actually work with the stabbing, but then the body would naturally create a skin of solid steel or rock, so you can't stab it anymore. Basically that kind of stuff. Its body will always manufacture a countermeasure to whatever you are trying to do to it. The closest thing that they got to killing it was where majority of the body was gone, except for the head. And guess what? It regenerated. The whole body just regenerated it back again. So that was the closest they ever got to killing this thing, but it's just, yeah. It didn't work. So I can see why they gonna do this, because they were trying to see if 999 can calm down 682. Here's the thing, 682 hated humans from the very beginning. Like, he just wanted to kill everybody and everything to begin with. But through the experiments that they did to try to kill it, it has definitely gotten a lot more angrier. So here we go. Let's see what 999 can do with 682. Now, SB999 is released into SCP-682's containment area. SB999 immediately slithers towards SCP-682. What is that? SB999 moves in front of SCP-682, jumping up and down in a dog-like manner while calling out in a high-pitched squealing noise. Disgusting. SB-682 immediately steps on SB-999, completely flattening SB-999. Observers were about to abort the experiment when SB-682 started talking again. What is this? Low noise similar to a light chuckle. I feel good. SB-999 can be seen crawling up from between SB-682's toes, up along its side and around its neck, where it clings on and begins gently nuzzling with its pseudopods. A wide grin slowly spreads across SCP-682's face. feel so happy. 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 SB682 repeats the word happy for several minutes, laughing occasionally before escalating to non-stop laughter. As laughter continues, SB682 rolls around on its back, slamming its tail upon the floor with dangerous force. No, stop. No tickling. SB682 and SB999 continues to tickle fight until SB682 finally wears down and appears to fall asleep, with what appears to be a smile on its face. After 15 minutes with no activity, the two D-Class personnel enter the room to retrieve SCP-999. When SCP-999 is removed, SCP-682 immediately wakes up and unleashes an unidentifiable wave of energy from its body, all the while laughing maniacally. Oh, okay, shit. All persons within the wave range collapse into crippling fits of laughter. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Its body will always countermeasure something, and most of the time affect other people as well, allowing SCP-682 to escape and slaughter all in its path. Yep. Meanwhile, SCP-999 quickly rescues as many persons as it can, taking them to a safe place to recover from SCP-682's laughter wave, while agents suppress and recontain SCP-682. Despite the tragedy that SCP-682 has brought upon the facility, SCP-999 has not shown any fear towards the creature, and in fact has made gestures suggesting it wants to play with SCP-682 again. SCP-682, however, has stated that that feculent little unintelligible can
It expunge.
and die. Memo from Dr. While the test was unsuccessful and ended in tragedy, that had to be the funniest thing I ever seen. I never thought I'd seen the day when I would regard SCP-682 as cute. Please send me a copy of the security tapes ASAP. And that was that's the sound I imagine it does. And here is my list. Here we go. I have to put 999 on the top. I mean, can you fault me? Can you fault me for seeing that cute little thing and not think that is the best thing ever? Just from reading that, and I'm also knowing what the SCP-682 does, I just had a it's just good. It's a good SCP. It's just good. It's it's entertaining. It's cute. It's funny. Yeah, no, I really liked 999 a lot. And then I also really liked Dream Man, just because of the interview section. The interview section really sold me on that. I just like that. No, it's a wake-up call. And then the alarm rings. He's like, oh! And then you find out like, oh shit, he's been dreaming this whole time. With that sassy bastard. And then Bob the Clown. It's scary. It's a scary idea. But that's why it's so good. It's literally a kids show that just does a lot of immoral shit. And I think it's also funny how the clown actually titled one of the episodes "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you" to one because they Foundation caught them. It's an orange flubber. Basically, it's an orange flubber, yeah. But I personally think it's cuter. On the couch, yeah, I mean, congratulations, you made me scared of furniture. The idea of furniture like crawling with 4 bipedal legs or emitting spores and just reproducing and all that shit. No thank you. Guy's emissary. I think he's right in the middle, because I love the idea that the agents just like walked up to him and like, so what do you do? And he just did a thing, and they just be like, thank you for the demonstration, and just knocked him the fuck out. Just and the next thing you know, he just wakes up. He's like, where am I? And it's like, welcome to Las Vegas. Really? No, you're in foundation custody. I'm so sorry. I'm just messing with you, but yeah, you should not be walking around pretending to be a leader or using your gifts to gain power, you know. Some silver dishes, I just love the idea of a silver plate, just a plate flying in a flock. That is a wild idea. I still think the joke is like, is it a bird, is it a plane? No, it's my dinner plate. I just like the idea that some people look up and then you just see a flock of seagulls, but then also a flock of soup bowls. A syringe, really creative. I think it's actually a really creative idea that it takes your blood, but in reality it takes your thought, your memory, your whatever you were thinking very hard before. I think that's a really cool idea in my opinion. I think that's cool. Missing aircraft, yeah. It's definitely very like a Bermuda Triangle like, but of course there's this aspect of like they actually get reports from the airplane, but nobody knows where it is. It's like literally it's calling people and be like, hey, we don't know where we are, help us, and be like, yeah, we don't know where you guys are either. And next thing you know, you hear the plane crashing down, and you're like, oh shit. Broken topology, I will be honest, I'm pretty sure most people can agree with me. If you don't study math or whatever topology will be categorized in, this is a bit tough to keep up with. I like the idea of a gray fabric sheet being able to like fold into each other by just completely ignoring its own body and just passes through. I like that idea, and I also like that it just can stretch for however long you want. But I feel like if you understand topology more, you probably have more of an appreciation for this one. This might be a bit higher for people if they actually understand what that means, or how the whole topology actually works. But yeah, we've done it. The first 999 SCPs. Well, actually, I have read 1,000 because there's 30 SCPs for 001, so I have read beyond the 1,000 SCPs. But number-wise, we read 999. Woo! Wow. What a journey. What a journey. Well, yeah, this is as I said, next time we read SCPs, which will be either this weekend or next weekend, depends on certain plans, we will read some joke SCPs. Monday, Tuesday, as usual, no streams happening, no streams. Wednesday, I think it will be the end of Dead Island Riptide, maybe. Lexi and I are very close to the end. But I'm not sure if that stream will be officially the end or not. Thursday will be Hades, and Friday will be Devil May Cry 5. Oh, it's been so long since I played a Devil May Cry game, and the fifth one I haven't had a chance to play at all, so I'm really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing Nero again, and Dante again, and I think Virtual is in it, I'm not quite sure. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much for everybody who joined me today. Thank you so much for everybody who followed me today. I did not expect so many new people to follow me in such a short duration. I did not expect new subscribers at all. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you guys. And let's get that 100. Let's get that 100 followers. Let's get us 15 subscribers eventually. My plan was to get them before the end of June, and well, at least the followers one. I want to get that done before the end of June. So let's see how that goes. In the meantime, I wish you all a good morning, afternoon, evening. I see you guys on Wednesday for Dead Island Riptide. The Afro is with you.